What's up, guys? Swift here covering everything Chicago Bears, and today I wanted to talk about the Bears' free agent strategy and Ryan Poles' plan for the offseason. Let's get right into it. I've noticed a lot of fans are disappointed that Ryan Poles didn't make enough big-time moves. I completely disagree. In my opinion, I think by bringing in Keenan Allen, Kevin Byard, DeAndre Swift, and Coleman Shelton, just that alone is enough to get me excited for most teams to have a good offseason. But some people want more. I think the Bears are taking advantage of a weak free agent wide receiver class and a deep draft class at the position. I don't understand why some fans are mad at Ryan Poles right now. A lot of the media people are unhappy that Poles didn't sign Calvin Ridley or Curtis Samuel. I talked about both those guys before, and I would have been okay with Curtis Samuel on a value deal. The problem is he signed for $10 million a year. There's no value there. Curtis Samuel's never had a 1,000-yard season. He's a number 3 option at best, who honestly is best utilized on jet sweeps. We already have Velus Jones Jr. and DJ Moore that can do that already. So no way would I pay $30 million for Curtis Samuel. And no way would I give $90 million to Calvin Ridley. And I'm a Calvin Ridley fan. But one of the best things that Ryan Poles can do during the free agency period is avoid overpaying aging veterans. And giving $90 million to Calvin Ridley is exactly that. I've talked extensively already about how talented and deep this year's wide receiver class is. I've been saying that for months. And now it appears as if Ryan Poles is positioning himself to take advantage of that. Even though I had wide receiver as our number 1 need all offseason, I'm not worried about the position right now. Adding Keenan Allen for a 4th-round pick was a masterful move. But Ryan Poles cannot be done at the position yet. However, I don't want him to sign a free agent. I want Poles to draft a wide receiver. Let's find a young guy to pair with Caleb Williams, or maybe even a guy he went to school with and has built-in chemistry with on day 2 or 3 like Brendan Rice or Taj Washington. There are so many wide receivers in this draft I like. I want Ryan Poles to draft that position. In fact, I prefer it. Poles has a history of filling holes on our roster during free agency, which gives him more flexibility during the draft. So honestly, I think he could still make some kind of move before we get to the draft. But when you look at our entire roster right now, I wouldn't be upset if Poles just took his foot off the gas and waited until draft day. Let me be clear. I still wouldn't mind 1 or 2 moves, but the remaining options in free agency are really starting to dwindle, and the thought of Ryan Poles overpaying some of the guys that are left does not excite me at all. I'd rather fill our needs during this year's deep draft class, and I think the way to do that starts out by trading down from pick number 9. But as far as free agency goes, I'm perfectly happy heading into the draft without making any more moves. If we still have a hole on the roster after the draft, Ryan Poles could address it then. Currently, the Bears have 2 big holes on the roster in my opinion. Wide receiver and defensive end. But I think overall we just need more help in the trenches, both on the offensive and defensive lines. That's what I want Ryan Poles to focus on. Overall, we just need more depth in the trenches, even possibly another defensive tackle, but I'm really counting on the development of Gervon Dexter this season. He's one of my favorite ascending young players on the roster. But my biggest point is Ryan Poles has done a great job of attacking our needs this offseason, while also putting together a playoff caliber roster that can support a rookie quarterback. My biggest disappointment right now is only having 4 picks in next month's draft. Now, if we can come away with a stud player at number 9 and then grab a sleeper in round 3, I'd still be extremely happy. But right now, I think trading down from pick number 9 is the best way to cap off this offseason. But the Bears roster for the 2024 season is starting to come together, and this looks like a team that is capable of competing for a playoff spot, especially with an easy schedule. Caleb Williams, or whatever quarterback we draft, is going to be set up for success, and that's one of the biggest points of this whole offseason. Thanks to everybody who watches. Please hit that like button for me. Stay tuned, and until next time, bear down.